hope this setting is going to be okay. I know that it is also the third day of 13 days of horror. We had on day 1 1978 Brut, and on day 2 La Huella del Mal. And today we are going to talk about La Ultima Noche and Tremor. Buckle up. Episode. All of this season is a one short series, TV show, but episode 4 was rather something. So buckle up. I'm Juliet, and this is Brain Mix. For this day 3, still thinking about episode 4, Jesus. The Ultima Noche and Tremor, or the English title that is written on the screen, which will be, I guess, if it's been translated correctly, Last Night in Tremor, or maybe I remember Last Night in Tremor Beach, because it's on the coast, and by the looks of it, I haven't looked on Google Maps. I think maybe that's a fake small town, but by the looks of it, it looks like it's been it's located in north of Spain, because it's on the coast, and also because it's grey as England, and I should know about that. I've lived 7 years in England, hence the little small British accent. So La Ultima Noche en Tremor is a thriller based in Spain, that is being portrayed by the main character, that's Javier Rey, whose name is Alex. In the character's name is Alex. Alex in this TV show that is rather well made, I really liked. I'm still yet to finish. I'm on episode 5 or 6, but it's addictive, addicting, whatever. So Alex in this TV show is a compositor, music composer for his current movies and TV shows, mostly movies, I think. And he's going cuckoo. There's no other way to say it. He's going cuckoo. Or is he? Because in one of my notes I've written, I will show you my terrible handwriting, but I've noted somewhere, is he going cuckoo or is he possessed? Because that's why you will wonder throughout the TV show, even though at some point they are gonna try to trick you and make you think, oh yeah, he's not possessed, he's not having visions, because that's the matter of the thing. He's just has some mental health issues. I still think on episode 5 that there might be some possessions, definitely maybe vision as in paranormal visions. But yeah, it's intriguing, and the way it was made, I should have put like a metronome like this. I don't know if it's the name in English, but you will hear. And there's a repetition of rhythm and tempo throughout the episode every time, and there's also a little scene that I really like. I was like, this is a nice little detail. I don't know if it's made on purpose, but I'm gonna think that it is. It's when Alex, as adult Alex, Javier Rey, comes down some stairs because he's having a night terror, a vision, or a mental health breakdown. And he's coming down on the tempo that's on in the background. And each step marks the tempo, and I was like, oh, this is cute. And there's there's quite a lot of that throughout the TV show, so if you are a music amateur, yes, I'm French, you are gonna like that. So my take is that they made the tempo quite recurring, and the metronome that does like this, and some music rhythm quite frequent throughout each episode and throughout the series, because I was about to say Alex is obsessed, but was he really Alex? And that's one of the themes of this series, is that it's actually his mom that was obsessed with music, and that made his son obsessed to be a musical genius, because the mom is supposed to have the same condition of her boy, and the mom was rather we're gonna say the terms. She was, I think, narcissistic, maybe some mental health issues. There's nothing wrong with that, of course, but I mean, narcissism is a mental health issue, isn't it? And yeah, she was really mean like very abusive. That's the word I was looking for. She was abusive, that lady, Jesus. And so the obsession of the mother is to, because she had a vision that son is the word I was looking for earlier, is going to be very successful in the music, and is going to be a great composer, great as Mozart, Beethoven, Vivaldi, and etc. That's gonna ruin her son's life, and thankfully the son had some sort, because in my opinion of the spectator, he could have done more, of course. The father is gonna have some support in that, in having some sort of private life and a childhood, because this poor boy didn't have a childhood. So Alex, after he starts like this, he starts off quite violently, doesn't it? So he starts off with Alex. You think he's rehearsing his piano skills, because he plays piano amongst other stuff. He plays the piano. He's also a chef d'orchestre, and he's also a chef d'orchestre, and is of course because he's scoring. So he starts off with him rehearsing on the piano at night, and you've got this his family in the background sleeping. You see that something is wrong, because his facial expressions are like a bit worrying, and also because of the background music is a bit like dramatic. And at some point, it's just closed down the. And I'm sure there is the name for that, but my piano lessons go back to. I did not have them. I am self-taught. Yeah, the thingy that the cover, the keys cover, he just slams it on his hand, and so of course he can't play music no more. But then he ends up with a big scar on his hand, like as in, like this one. Whoop, like this one that I've got here, like a keloid, like a massive keloid. And Alex is, you can see from like the few minutes in that Alex is not right, and that he's traumatized by some deep stuff, and of course his childhood, and we're gonna discover that even more on episode 5. I think that's the mom episode. So to try and escape, that's how I see it, to try and escape, he moves to Tremor, and to escape the reality that is London. I love London dearly. I lived there 6 years, but it can be quite much. So he tries to escape also his life, and because he's also divorced and has 2 kids, but to try and still work a little bit, he hides himself in Tremor, in a part that's a bit like Lost of Tremor. He has only one neighbor, and that has to go to their house. You need to take the car. You can see it, but you need to take the car to go there. It's you see the trouble man. There's no cell service. There's no there's nothing. So 1 year after his self-inflicted injury, he moves to Tremor, and he is on his own without his family, because his wife has moved to Amsterdam with the 2 kids. And one of the things that we are seeing after that is that he's being struck by lightning. And you can see also on his back at some point that the lightning still follow its course throughout the body, and that creates some issues. Of course, he stayed like I think a couple of days, if not a little bit more, in the hospital. And his girlfriend, not girlfriend, situationship basically, he is helping him, and that's his Judy, and that's how we get to episode 4. Because also the poor Judy also has some nightmares, night terrors, but she has a very good reason for that, Judy, doesn't she? And to be honest, the episodes are about an hour, a little bit more, an hour long without the credits. That episode 4, I did skip not all of it, but like a good portion of it, because episode 4, trigger warning, that hopefully I've put also at the beginning of this video. It talks about rape, and not just any kind of rape. I mean, all rapes are bad, but it talks. It's a group rape. She's the victim. She's the only victim, but they are like 4. It reminded me, maybe it's a how do I say wink? Like a wink to something that happened. I can't remember when, in Spain. I think it was during one of the ferias down south, where a young lady was raped by 5 men, and which some, if not all, were police officers. So supposedly good people here to serve and protect, etc. Did rape this young lady. I think it was in Pamplona, down south of Spain. And that's what happened to Judy. So she went to a party with her best friend because she was studying abroad in Toulouse, south of France. And they went to a party and they talked to those guys. Everything seems normal. And at some point, Judy goes on to be alone with the guy that started the whole thing. They isolate themselves still with the others in the party, and then they go down in the basement to do their thing, except that this little coquin of Pierre decided to film without the consent of Judy, to film her doing the act. And of course Judy saw that. I mean, of course she saw that, and of course she was like, what the fuck, what are you doing? And of course she got angry, and obviously, like, it's happened so many times. And Pierre was like, but what do you mean? Like, no, you're the ta-na-na-na. He insults her, etc., etc. And I think that's how she tries to leave. Others arrive, and she goes on to live the worst night of her life. So thing to back up, because this recall, because she recalls that to Alex, who's seen her in one of these night terrors, who's seen her enclosed, as in like a vision, yeah. So hands and feet tied up in the thing, that the part of the piano that's closed up, whole beaten up, and she was like, but what do you mean you've seen that? Because I was actually left for dead, because it seemed like you were dead. And that's why episode 4 started like this, with her telling him about this episode of her life. And silver lining, if there can be any, although they did try to trick us, the movie, because of course they're gonna play with your emotions. Are you yourself going cuckoo, thinking, oh, is it vision? Is it like paranormal activity? I think it is actual vision, because there's a little detail. I think it's not detail because it can't be, because it's filmed way too often. It's way too often in the middle of the frame is the inside of the front door of Alex's house. Because it looks like, it reminds me of a hospital, psychiatric hospital, and those with colchons on the walls. It lasts, this recollection of Judy's worst moments of her life, for like 30 minutes, a little bit more of half hour of half of the episode.
As the last clip was lost, I will end this episode by recommending you 1000% La Ultima Noche and Tremor for your Halloween night marathon, both for its maybe paranormal horror and its real life horror. If you are, just like Judy and me, part of the 1 out of X people who were a victim or survivor of sexual abuse or rape, know that you are not alone. Sexual violence has no gender. It feels silly to say, but it is true. It does get better, and it will get better for you. Don't lose hope. Hope you have a great rest of your day, night or evening, and most importantly, a great healthy life.